Okay. What's the name? That's what it is.
First, we want to thank everyone for coming so much. It means so much to us. We had people flying in from 3 or 4 different states, which is amazing. And thank the community who've been amazing to us, cooking us meals and helping us in all different types of ways. We're really kind of floored by the support of the friends and family and our beautiful little boys who are now big brothers, right, Gisela? And who are making sure my shoes are on right. So thank you to each and every one of you. We really, really appreciate it. We feel so lucky to have such an amazing community and amazing family and amazing friends. So we want to give you a little bit of insight into her name. Her name is Revital Chaya. I'm going to talk about Revital, who's named after my mom's mom, Ruth Tuttle, was Ruth Grossman, married name Ruth Tuttle. So I'm going to talk about her, and then Danny is going to talk about Chaya, his grandma Clara. So Ruth Tuttle, we called her Nana. Nana, she was a sweet and wonderful woman. She's a woman of courage. She just lived her life with courage and with a special dignity of just a person who knew what was important in life. She was also very grateful for the little things in life. She lived in a way that's a model for all of us of humility, but also just realizing when you've got blessings. So for example, when my mom or my uncle would take her out for hot dogs, for her that was the most amazing thing. Or take her to a baseball game, or just have something little. She knew that was a huge blessing. She didn't feel like life owed her anything. She was grateful for everything and grateful for family. And I think that's really a model that I hope on Revital. So the translation of Revital is abundant dew. So dew can mean blessing. So one of the reasons we wanted to name her this is we feel like we have so much abundant blessing in our lives between our family and friends and our amazing boys and now a girl. We really feel that we are abundantly blessed, and we hope that Tali always feels abundantly blessed.
Oh, wow. There's a picture. They got the,
And so back to Nana, I remember I got to travel when I was about 8 or 9. I got to travel to New Jersey myself to spend a week with her. She loved word search puzzles, and she was amazing at knitting blankets and things like that. She taught me to play the piano or the keyboard. And it was just very special. I was her only granddaughter, just like Tali is my parents' only granddaughter and Bobby and Papa's, Tina and Myron's only granddaughter. We had a very special relationship, and I'm just so grateful to be able to name Chaya after someone with such great characteristics. I hope those pass down. Thank you.
So Tali's middle name, Chaya, is after my grandma, my mom's mom. And I was very lucky as we were in my family to get to spend so much time with my grandma growing up. We live very close, and we get to see her at least, my grandma and grandpa, at least every week. We went to shul every Shabbat with them, and we got to go to shul with them and then go back to their place and have Shabbat lunch and get to eat my grandma's chicken and kugel and baked potato. It is very special. My grandma passed away about a year after my bar mitzvah. So it was, I think, somewhat similar to when Jennifer lost her grandmother. The year of my bar mitzvah, I had an assignment in school to interview an eyewitness to history. And I decided to interview my grandma. And by doing that, I learned a lot about her life. And my parents had a great idea, not only to interview her, but to videotape it and to record it for posterity. And it was such a great idea because, within a year, we wouldn't have had that opportunity again. And not only that, but they interviewed my grandpa and some other people in the family. So I found the video, we were actually just watching it, and remembering some of the stories that my grandma told. She was born in 1905 in the Russian Empire, in a little shtetl, and very small, just youth. There was only one shul, one rabbi, and she described really having a great home life there. She was the youngest of 8. They had cows and chickens and everything that she wanted, and she really spoke of it very positively, even though things weren't always good. She told of a time when the Cossacks came, and her dad was lying down on some hay, and they came with bayonets, and they were going to stab him, and she screamed, and she startled them, and they ran away, and she saved her father's life. And another time that they took all the townspeople out to a field and they were going to shoot them because there had been some shooting in the area. They thought it was the Jews that were doing it. And at the last minute, someone from the army came and said, no, it was a different group, and so that they were saved. So it was not, it doesn't sound like a very easy childhood compared to hopefully how the rest of her life went. She tried to come to America. The oldest 5 of her siblings had come to America and set up a bakery. And when it was her time with the 3 youngest kids and her parents, they went to the port to come to America, and her father didn't pass the eye exam. They had to have a medical exam, so they couldn't come. So only one of them went, but at that time, but she and her brother and her parents had to go back home, back to Shtetl, and the rabbi had to help resolve because they'd sold their house and everything, how they would get it back. And because of that, she ended up spending World War I in Russia, as opposed to coming over as a younger child to America. And even during the war, the whole shtetl was destroyed. They were told to go to Siberia, but they instead went closer to Kiev, and she ended up staying there until she had another chance to come to America. And she finally came in 1921. At that time, she didn't pass the eye exam, and she had to stay with her brother while her parents went ahead, and eventually she was able to come. And it was at that bakery, her brother's bakery, where she met my grandpa. And I'd like to think after that, everything was a lot better in her life. And she had 5 children and 17 grandchildren and many great-grandchildren by the time she passed away. So Chaya means life. And, you know, I can only think when she was born in a little shtetl in Russia, who could have thought that she would have lived, you know, so many years in New York and then in Florida, and seeing so many kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. And that's our bracha for our little Revital Chaya, that who knows what her life's going to bring, but hopefully it'll be only good things, simchas, bracha, and lots of good things. I also want to say that, as some of you know, Jennifer and I have our anniversary coming up. In a couple of weeks, it'll be our 5th anniversary.
5th?
Yeah, so 5 years ago we were still single. Here we are, you know, celebrating our 3rd child. So we've had a lot of bracha. We've been blessed a lot. We have a lot to be thankful for, and we don't take it for granted. We appreciate it all, and we know that it's not always so easy for everyone. We joke that, not necessarily really a joke, but there's a lot of truth to it, that our hard part having kids was that we couldn't find each other. And it took a long time for us to get married and find the right person. And we know that there's a lot of people out there that have a hard time finding the right person, and people that are having a hard time getting pregnant and having kids. We hope that she'll be a bracha not only for us and our family, but for everyone out there who needs it, and that it'll all be good for everyone. So thank you everyone for coming. I think there's going to be a cake now, and but thank you everyone.
Okay.